Okay, welcome back to... Why do you keep doing that for? Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode number 182. This is the newest episode of the anime, which is basically a 964 types of sandwiches. Excuse me. Tearful appearance, Oden and Kinemon, and the 1003rd chapter of the manga, Night on the Board. Yep. Now, this episode, surprisingly, if you're curious though what chapter this one adapts from, yeah, this adapts from the entirety of chapter 1000, not 1000, but 962, pages 2 to 17, and, excuse me, 961, pages 2 to 17, and pages 2 to 7 of 962. Like, damn, that's something though. It kept one full chapter and part of another one. That's interesting. I'm really hoping the anime does not catch up the manga too quickly. Yeah, maybe they're trying to speed through this one because it's a pretty lengthy amount of chapters. Who knows? I tend to worry whenever they adapt too many, especially since, as of right now, with this episode, they're exactly 42 chapters behind where the manga is right now. Yes, 42. Though, when it comes to One Piece, exactly like how long before they basically go back to a format of just adapting like half a freaking chapter for an episode before they just span upon stuff. Okay. This episode picks up where last week's episode left off, where you had the mountain god rampaging throughout the flower capital. Oden meets Kinemon and Dundro, and they discuss about the boar. Now, they'll mention the name, and of course you do see a flashback of basically what the mountain god was up to before it came down, where apparently he swallowed up Kinemon's childhood friend, later future wife, Todro, and a couple of people who work for this Yakuza boss. We usually see the flower boss here. He's seen a couple times here. Mostly basically seen just like evacuating people, and then later on, once the whole thing is always like, yeah, our job is done, let's go. And that's it for him. Yeah, his scenes are complete and original. He's not actually in the chapter itself, but it's great to see the guy. I mean, after all, he was in this time period, so why not throw him in? Good job, Toei, basically, for making a character, basically, even though he wasn't technically in the chapter, but include him anyways, but it's great. Meanwhile, the first you have Kinemon, he hears about that his childhood friend, later wife, was swallowed by the mountain god. He proceeds to attack the damn thing, and he stabs right in the nose. Well, not in the tip of the nose, his forehead, and he gets blown off. Oden's like, this guy's got guts, and he just jumps up in the air. He brings out his swords, to Oden style. His arms harden. This actually does not have in manga. It's actually pretty original. And he proceeds to slice the mountain god completely in half with I think it's like the waterfall slash, slice the thing in half, and then of course after all the destruction of the mountain god, it's filled that a quarter of the city was destroyed. Everybody who was swallowed by it pretty much was free anyways. Kinemon got every chance to reunite with his childhood friend. He's like so happy to see him, and because of killing the mountain god, and of course he claimed basically took credit for what Kinemon technically did. So, he got the zone, and he's basically banished from the flower capital. He's like, that's fine. I had no use of this place anyways. So, he leaves, and Dundro and Kinemon follow him, and slowly over the course as we see the formation of 9 scabbards. First is these two, and then Kundro joins. He was basically basically a sculptor who kept scalping up basically people's hair. We see Renzo, we see Enzo and his brother, that was actually Kyoko. Yeah, it's kind of weird though, where this is normally depicted as a woman, yet somehow this is a guy. It's kind of weird. Though Enzo himself he later joined the Whitebeard Pirates, believe it or not. Yeah, he did, and he's still part of the Whitebeard Pirates. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, basically, and after all these 9 scabbards form, and then they want to get most 9 scabbards. There's still technically one left. Ajo. He basically hears what basically goes to Kari, and then when he goes up like supposedly south to use the bathroom, and it's like, oh yeah, he does it on the whim. Basically, he does this like he's gone for like a couple days before he comes back. And I realize though to the south is Kari, where the lawless region is, and then the thing ends with him slicing up a gate and him going right through it, about to take on basically Ajo's forces. Excuse me, great episode. And Can't wait for next week. This is technically the first episode, not to feature Oden. Not Oden. This is probably the first episode in quite a while in the series where Luffy is nowhere to be seen. The last time officially we have an episode of One Piece and Luffy is nowhere to be seen. The last time this officially happened, let's see, post time skip. Let's see. You're probably thinking, what about Fishman Island? Well, they did have some cut back to present. I think the last officially this happened was probably for Skypiea. Yeah, that was the last official time they did this, because you're probably thinking the Fishman Island did this. They did have flashback, yes, but it did always feature Luffy in the episode itself, because they would cut back to present day whenever they want to move forward. But I think last time officially this happened was back in Skypiea, where you have an episode that does not feature Luffy at all, and none of the Straw Hats. Yep. Alright, now moving on to the news chapter of the manga. Night on the board. We have a cover image, basically, Renju, Sanji's older sister, sees affections from a scorpion with a cactus flower. Interesting. Chapter starts off basically with Luffy beating the crap out of Kaido during his fourth gear, and he's about to look like he's about to explode, and then he runs out of steam. Yep. And Law basically is like, yeah, I've seen this before. And Kid's like, Straw Hat, what did he do to you? And Law's like, it's a side effect of the cannibal-like technique. He will use hockey for 10 minutes. So strength comes to the cost. Still, if it does all this damage, did full damage. Huh. And of course, Big Mom tries to chip in. Tries to slice up with a big sword. Killer's at the side of Captain Kid take on Kaido. And then of course, Kaido does his Dragon Twister, try to take them out. Luffy of course can't move, so basically he's picked up by, well, it's not Zoro using a sword. So he slices up Kaido with one of Oden's swords. He cut the scales. Yep. And Kaido proceeds to attack again. And then he picks up Luffy, and then we see the decapitated head of the late Shogun. Yeah, he did make an appearance in the episode itself, be a flashback. We also saw in the episode, I forgot to mention, not only him, but also Yosuke. He was the guy who got killed in the present day. Saw basically expansion of his time when he was a daimyo. Oh yeah, and Oden referred to him as uncle. Yes, referred to him as uncle. And then after he spent the night at his place, he apparently just decided to ransack his room and steal his money. Yep. And yeah, that's all I can think of. So it's interesting we see the decapitated head of basically the dead person. And then we cut to CP0. Yep. CP0. They're just chillaxing while basically everything else is going on. They're just basically just playing, look like Chinese chess. While the Law's crew basically beating up Kaido's men. Yeah, apparently they don't freaking care what's going on the island. And we see cameos by all these various people. We see Frankie. We see not page 20. We see page 20. Here's Usi. We see Tama, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Jime, Yamato, Zoro, Momo. And that chapter ends basically with apparently Kago in his man-beast form. Yep. We don't see what it is, but we'll find out in the next chapter coming out next week. Good chapter. Definitely looking forward to the next chapter. Yep. I get this chapter roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's a damn good chapter. But yeah, can't wait for next week. Okay, so that's episode of you. My next view is a review news chapter of My Hero Academia. Okay, next video. Bye.